Howdy everybody. I pray this video finds you blessed. So, I haven't done an update in several months. A lot of reasons, mainly because my health hasn't been too great. And we've been just kind of struggling along this road to getting our home finished. It's not done yet. We were promised that we would be able to eat Thanksgiving dinner. That didn't happen. And then the next dates we were given was mid-December. Worst case scenario, January 1st. And if a crazy, catastrophe happened, February 1st. After the whole drywall debacle, which I didn't post a video on that because it's a lot of drama. It's a lot of drama building a house, and especially with this builder. The idea of quality that I have and what many other people have is definitely different than what they provide. So we've had a struggle with that. But so far things are kind of sped up. And since we've had our drywall issues, the owner told us that pushing into February would be pushing it to get this completed. So the sucky thing about that is our permit where we're at now for our camper being on the property we're at now is up in March. So pray that this gets finished before we become homeless again. We stressed that to him. He obviously doesn't care. The owners, in our personal opinion, more interested in money. He can really give less about the quality. He could really give less about timing. And my husband and I are going to sit down and do a video about that once this whole project is done with. Anyways, where we're at is we have tile. They put my wall tile on the floor, so they had to rip that up and redo it. So they just finished up with redoing the floors in the bathrooms, and some of the walls are finished as far as shower walls go. And then our granite countertops came the other day. Our cabinets came last week. And so we got a garage door yesterday. Paint and stuff like that's been done. Let's see. Yeah, we're in the home stretch, even though the home stretch is going to take several months. And it seems like every trade that comes in and does work, it just kind of gets worse and worse and worse with the finishing stuff, because that stuff doesn't have to be inspected. So the idea of what's good craftsman, from what we were told from our super, is, in the eye of the beholder. So if it's bad, and then it's bad to you, but good enough for us to charge you thousands of dollars to do it. So whatever. I know it sounds like I'm being negative and unthankful, but I'm not. The thing of it is here is my husband and I have sacrificed just recently a lot, and then 10 years prior to that to get to the point where we had an opportunity to do this. So this isn't like we just came across money and we were able to build a house. We sacrificed quite a bit to get here. So I don't want to encourage anyone or make anyone think that I'm trying to be unthankful or over picky, whatever else. It's just we've invested quite a bit of money and our lives and my health and my husband's as well to get to this point. So we expect our money to be worth something, and this house to be, our forever home. Anyways, here's the outside of it. We got our garage door the other day. Here, we can zoom this way. And it's got the stucco and everything done. I can say probably the two trades that we were very, very happy with, that everything was really good and perfect, was the electrician and our stucco guys. They did a fantastic job. So far, the garage door, I haven't opened it, operated it, or anything, so I don't want to speak ahead and there be an issue. Other than that, and maybe our well guys. And of course we can't really test that out completely because we haven't got water hooked up to the house yet. So what we're doing as far as the property goes, here, let me show you the back of the house before I get ahead of myself. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet and not too much drama because I can literally spend hours griping about stuff. Here is the back. Oh, and the AC is installed too. The AC on the inside and outside is installed. So what we are working on in the meantime is getting our fence up. I don't know if any of y'all know, we plan on trying to grow all of our own food, but obviously it's going to take a while. So we're going to try to grow as much of our own food as we possibly can. So can't grow things underneath oak trees, at least anything you want to eat. So I'll turn the camera around and show you our graveyard. So all up here in the front part of the property is going to be our vegetable garden. And then over here is where we're going to keep our animals, so chickens and pigs. We haven't got pigs yet. We're going to wait until we get everything ready and organized out here. And then this area here is hopefully going to be the shop. We have to wait until the house is completed before we can get a shop put out here, and there's several reasons for that. I won't get into them all, but yeah, so we can't start a shop until we are moved in, and yeah, which stinks. I miss turning, I miss woodworking. The only woodworking we've been doing is cutting up logs and trees. We have a ton of them. Thank you to my brother-in-law who came out and took a lot for firewood. We had a lot more logs and he helped us out get those cut up and taken out of here. A lot of this is just brush. These are tops of trees. Me and my kids have been coming out here when we can and cutting up all this brush off the tops of the trees, leaving the logs so we can take those over to where we're going to start cutting them into firewood. And yeah, so still a lot to be done. We marked 107 trees to be taken down, and a lot of the reason is these oaks, this used to be so thick a brush that you couldn't even walk through here. So a lot of the oaks have been choked out. They're not healthy. Some of them are rotten in the center. We'll come out here after just some good gusts of wind and there's branches and stuff falling out of them, big huge branches, because they're not healthy. They were choked out and they were really struggling to begin with. So a lot of them, and our thought is we'd rather take care of them now when we don't have anything out here and we have the space and the ability and the time to take care of a lot of the trees that aren't doing so well. We do want to leave some. A lot of the ones we really, really wanted to leave, those are the ones that kind of are questionable. So we're working on it. We're gonna kind of gauge as we go and see how many more trees we want to take down. And we are doing it ourselves, so it is a slow but surely process. Let's see. So let me turn this around. Yeah, so this area here is going to be food. We still have a few trees, these little clusters of trees, and you can tell how they're growing. They're all kind of like trying to get sun. A lot of them are leaning out towards the road, out towards where the less thickness was, and so it's getting there. We got a lot of burning to do, which will probably do that. Might do that this weekend for New Year's weekend. Just come out here, bring a tent, and we have our well hooked up with the hose and everything, so we can start burning some brush and getting a lot of this taken care of and cleared out. I like the idea of having trees, but I like the idea of having healthy trees that aren't going to fall in my chicken coop or pig pen, or even worse, one of my kids, and something that I'm not going to have to take care of when we're like least expecting to have to take care of it, like right after a storm or something like that. So I can go on and on and on. And we've been practicing growing food at where we're at, some in containers, some in the ground. We're not trying to grow a whole lot in the ground because obviously we got to move from there back to here. And yeah, I planted pumpkins out here, but we planted them really late, and the cold bit we had here recently took them out. I put some green beans, the asparagus beans. I started growing those out here because I figured, if anything, it'll fix the nitrogen in the soil. Worst comes to worst, and we weren't really planning on getting a harvest from it. And they didn't do very well because of the shade. They were in the shade mostly, and they're more summer beans. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do until we get the fence up and the trees down, because the deer will come out here and take care of everything and anything you plant. I'm surprised my pumpkins lasted as long as they did, and same with my green beans. I also planted some sweet potatoes, but they love sweet potato greens, leaves, which are edible for us as well. But they loved them, and they got to them long before anything happened there. And it's just a test. It's extra stuff, and why not? Just throw it in there, see what happens. Yeah, so as you can see behind me, there's tons and tons and tons of brush. We've been working our butts off. We have our T-posts put up on either side, our north and south side, and we're going to put wood posts along the front. One, it was cheaper that way, and we have a lot of roots, a lot of roots. So digging holes for posts for over 300 feet on either side, I think it's like 330 or something like that. We did 36 posts on one side. So I don't think that would be fun and take us forever to get those dug by hand. So we decided just to do T-posts. They work fantastic. They're also cheaper and a lot faster to put up. A lot easier, especially when you have roots. The front, I'm hoping that won't be such a pain in the butt, but it's just the front, so we'll see. And I'm just doing the we're just going to do the no climb fence. It's the 2x4 welded wire. Nothing fancy, just just inexpensive, but also help us keep some of the animals out. Deer especially. We get a lot of deer through here. A lot of deer on our trail cams, especially when it gets cold outside. It's really fun to see them, but I want to eat the food that I grow. I'm not wanting to feed all of the wildlife. This area here where we plan on planting all our vegetable garden, we have additional fencing to fence off that area. So it's kind of a double fence deal we're going to do. So let me turn this around. Last little view of the house. So yeah, our house is up on the higher, on the more elevated portion of our property, and it kind of slopes down, which is nice because then all of this will get plenty of water. We won't have to worry about it, not getting water, and the soil stays pretty moist out here. Not like soggy wet, but not dry. So there's that. There's the house, and that's how we're doing. Pray for us. It has been a wild ride. I have several doctor's appointments to find out still what's going on with me, and we have some ideas, but still waiting to get further diagnostics, and so hopefully everything comes back good and it's nothing that I need to be too concerned about. Have had to change my diet a little bit, and just staying on top of my supplements, doing some things more holistically and implementing it, trying to not be stressed, which is hard, but I got to the point where it was degrading my health so bad that getting out of bed was a challenge. And I just decided that I was going to give it over to the Lord and surrender it all to Him. You would think that I would have done that by now. I'm a little stubborn. I like to fix it, and if I can't fix it, then I stress about it. So I guess we live and learn. So I just prayed, and I wholeheartedly surrendered it to Him, I don't want to have it is what it is attitude, but on the other token, it is what it is where I can't or we can't do something about it. And it was very important for me to do that. I mean, everything that we have gone through, we planned to sell our home and we had a place to stay that fell through in the midst of it all, and we were thrust into a situation where we didn't have plans for, and y'all stepped in and helped us out, and I am so ever grateful. 14 months in a camper though, I am thankful we have a place to stay, so don't get me wrong. It's just after a while it gets a little old. We've had, oh gosh, we've had an AC go out. We had a water line underneath the shower busted on Thanksgiving. So on Thanksgiving we were pulling everything out. Well, naturally Lowe's is closed on Thanksgiving, so we couldn't get the parts until the day after Thanksgiving. Thank God we knew a place where we could go and take showers. It's just one thing after another. It seems like one thing after another. Right now I'm looking for a sink for our kitchen sink because it's an undermount sink in our camper, and that just sticky stuff they use on the countertops, it was kind of worn when we first got it, and so water had gotten in the cracks and everything, and of course it's like all MDF cardboard junk under there, and it just swelled up, and so it's falling apart along there. And finding a sink that size is like, that in itself is a whole nother issue. Look at me, I'm rambling on. I guess it's like I haven't talked to y'all in forever. So yeah, so just keeping up with the camper and trying to repair what's needed. And of course in a camper everything's twice or 10 times more expensive than it is if you just lived in a house. I mean, a toilet for a camper is $400 or $500, and it literally does less than your toilet in your house. Plumbing supplies in a camper is more expensive. Air conditioned units, Cheesy Pete's, air conditioned units for a camper are more expensive. Everything for the camper is more expensive. And we care for our stuff. We care for it, we repair it. It's not like we're a bunch of heathens or anything. You know, it is what it is. It's a camper. It's a destination camper, so it is one of those that is designed to be lived in a little longer, parked, and then lived in a little longer. But I don't think 14 months is quite what this gal can can handle all in one zip. But we're making it. We're keeping her put together, and thank goodness so far it's been things that we can repair and we can replace and we can fix. It's nothing huge. It's just an inconvenience of money and time and going without it. You know, if your shower breaks in a camper and it's the only one you have, that's it. So, along with anything else at that matter, I'm just keep praying that she'll hold up until we can get moved in. Man, it's a nice day at least outside. Praise the Lord for that. Again, I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you so much for your prayers and messages. And hopefully the next time I update y'all will be because we're moving in, and I'm packing that camper, and I am packing this house with all of my belongings. and I can operate, and I'll also do updates on growing stuff here and there, if y'all don't mind. I mean, if you do, then I'll just, you know, it's just going to be what it is. It's just what I'm going to be doing. It's life. And so I appreciate everybody sticking in with me too. I guess I can just hurry up and get off here and say bye already. I love y'all. God bless. Take care. Happy New Year. Bye.